Education is one of the key issues on the agenda in the upcoming general elections. The need for a more robust education sector, especially online learning and access to digital devices, was brought to the fore by the pandemic. Both mainstream political parties have put forth their plans for the sector in their respective manifestos. Under its 5 for 5 campaign pledge, the Chasney administration slammed for halting the laptop program over curriculum-based software concerns, now wants to put personal devices in as many hands as possible.
When we said that we would infuse technology into the education system, we started that long before COVID. That is why we landed on our feet, and thank God we went through the entire term with no disruption, because we had things in place for our students to ride through in an online learning environment. And we made that possible because we recognize a laptop on its own does nothing. That is why we introduced courses to ensure that the students knew how to maximize a laptop. That is why we introduced smart classrooms in our pilot program, which will become a common staple and feature of primary and secondary schools when you re-elect us.
Education Minister Dr. Gail Rigobert, who is standing by the decision, says the administration has an alternate plan.
We introduced a pilot robotics program the last 5 years. In the same way that we transformed technical drawing classrooms into smart classrooms, but we're moving from pilot programs to achieving our aspirational ambition that every child in Saint Lucia will have not just a laptop, but the digital competency to use the laptop, a teacher who understands what's in the laptop, the curriculum on the laptop, the classroom where the work can be projected on the wall, and everything else that goes with e-education. E-education is much more than just a laptop.
The UWP has plans to expand TVET, stating, quote, "We will establish a national vocational institute, transform and repurpose underpopulated schools into centers for excellence in agriculture and the arts," end quote. Both the United Workers' Party and the Saint Lucia Labour Party have outlined proposals to expand technical training as well as subsidize the cost of education from early childhood to secondary school.
By fiscal year 2023-2024, we will cover the cost of examination fees on all CXC subjects. We will save parents an average of $300 per child. Furthermore, we will abolish facility fees across the education system. On average, this will save parents $150 per child each year. Government will finance this gap with savings achieved through centralized purchasing of school supplies and services.
In 100 days, you will see the injection of a further $3 million to support vulnerable families, especially single-headed households, so that we can send every child to school.
But the SLP, which has vowed to reinstate the one child per laptop program with immediate effect, has set an aspirational goal for higher learning.
We have a clear commitment to education as the surest means of increasing future income, wealth, and quality of life. As such, this manifesto sets a target of one university graduate per household by the year 2035. So, to improve access to tertiary education, we will cover the cost of CXC mathematics and English examinations. And within 2 years, we'll expand this initiative to do even more for our parents and children.
The Labour Party in its manifesto intends to introduce civic classes in schools and bolster continuing education, stating, quote, We shall provide tax relief to individuals and business places which assist employees for educational expenditure. There will be a revamping of the adult literacy program to raise the level of literacy to over 95% within a reasonable time. To close the gap between the skills required in the workplace and the skills available, we shall review the government's priority list for the granting of scholarships. End quote. Joachim de Plessis, HTS News Force.